sharp butter knife.
I got you a butter knife.
I don't know. Some of them, most of them have like ridges on them or something.
I don't know what you're talking about. Gonna eat this burrito. SkullKast coming at you live. Delicious. That's everything I want from a burrito.
Steak knife it is.
So we go to this Mexican place, Rigoberto's.
Recording something?
Yeah, we're new Nightcast.
Is there no video to this?
We don't have a camera set up.
I mean, like, video game?
Well, we can't be playing a game right now. I know. When we're done eating, we'll go into some game.
Well, a post?
What?
We'll get it in post.
No, we'll, like, keep this recording going. And then start playing a game.
Alright, we're on. Moving on.
What?
Moving on.
Alright, we've been doing a little bit of drinking. We just got back from the bars.
I've been drinking again.
Alcoholism. Bars are pretty good. Had a good time.
Dance with a lot of women.
Not about a lot.
A lot. How many women did you dance with? I saw some one woman, she had glasses, and I was like, glasses!
Yeah, I danced with her too.
Yeah.
I danced with, like, most of the women there, but there weren't very many women there, so...
See, I'm more timid than you. I don't dance with women unless I get a sign that, like, they're into it, or...
See, I don't give a fuck, so I just go up and start twerking on their asses.
But that's the difference. Are you dancing with them, or are you dancing on them? I dance on, like, twice as many women as I dance with.
So I dance on it and then transition that into dancing with.
And how many times is successful?
Usually about...
50%?
75%, I'd say.
Yeah, bullshit.
Whatever, man.
Maybe because you're only dancing on old women. Fucking perv.
Hey, older women, they're respectable.
Just not the ones you dance with.
Woo!
Trashy as they come.
Hey, man. They're trashier than they come.
What's with those two that are always there?
I don't know. Seemed like they were really trying to dance with me today.
Really? When?
When we were on the floor at the first time.
Oh, what about after?
They kind of, like, stopped dancing. I didn't dance with them because I wasn't very drunk, so I was like, I don't really want to dance with them. But then, like, afterwards, I'd be like, yeah, I'd do it.
I gotta say, I asked them if they were interested in you. I was like, you know the bald guy?
Why would you ask that?
Trying to help you out, my
Don't
man.
help me out.
Oh, what the? Oh, this thing next. No, but yeah, and they gave like a non-answer, but just like ha, and they were like singing the lyrics of the song I was playing.
That means they want this dick.
Stupid. It's like they would so do it, but they were like there as friends.
Yeah.
They'd
I'm a
just be
pretty
crazy.
handsome motherfucker. You see these eyes? They're beautiful.
You gotta like cut in pictures of us. Show the selfies.
I'll do that. I'll have a slideshow of all the selfies we took.
You know you can't do that until I've said it.
Of course.
But then I just realized that while saying that, that's Mega 64.
Shit.
You can't do Mega 64. Dude, oh my god. I was listening to one. Okay. Yeah, like this week, I was driving to Salem with my nephew in the car in the back seat. What?
Huh.
I was driving to Salem with him, 25 miles away, to pick up my sister from a tattoo parlor. Because that's what she was doing
What'd
on
you get?
a fucking infinity sign with a feather on it.
That's stupid.
Yes. Matching with our old stepsisters.
That's dumb. Tell your sister she's dumb.
Whatever. Because it was me and my girlfriend's night together, and I was like, my sister was like, hey, can you watch Mason? And I was like, okay. And so I was like, hey, girlfriend, I gotta do this. And she's like, oh, man. And then so that's what my sister was doing, getting a tattoo with our old stepsister, which is kind of stupid. You know that.
Yeah.
And so my girlfriend was upset and was like, whole fucking drama over there. But anyways, I was driving over there and I was listening. I was like, oh, I'll listen to Meg 64 podcast.
Fuck his girlfriend.
What?
Nothing.
I know what you said.
Then why did you ask what?
So I was like, oh, I'll listen to Meg 64 podcast. turn it up just enough so it's like I can hear it, but it's like it's not too loud. It's not disturbing my almost 2-year-old nephew in the back seat trying to like probably fall asleep maybe. And every like 5 minutes, I just hear like most of it's like talking like not nothing important. Oh, I'm not gonna like actually do it, but like leaning towards the microphone. Garrett laughing the fuck up into the microphone. Everyone's screaming, blowing out the sound. Every like 4 or 5 minutes, just it's unlistenable, inaudible, and that's what they are. It's a current Mega 64, just yucking it up.
You do realize that's exactly what we do.
Yes, but we don't hurt people's ears.
We kind of have a couple times.
When
I've been laughing.
When you've been laughing. It's not what we do. Seriously though, like, they hurt my ears. Almost wake up my nephew.
Alright.
And that's when I learned Meg 64 podcast isn't for me. Test it though. Test the podcast.
I think a podcast is really boring.
Well, you're not into tech.
I'm not.
They're all about tech.
Super Best Friends Cast. It's a good podcast.
What are they even about? Every time I tune in, they're like not talking about anything.
Yeah, that's like 90% of podcasts, man.
But they're not even saying anything like I can relate to.
I relate to them pretty well.
It's just like memes and shit.
Not really memes. They don't do memes very much.
They're doing their own memes.
Yeah, they're doing running jokes. That's one of their problems. They run jokes into the ground. Not that we don't do that. It's easy to do that.
It's like, yeah, as the producer, I'll do that all the time, like, non-intentional. But as a consumer, it's like, man, I hate that shit. Tuning into something I don't, like, follow, and then, like, they're saying jokes that I don't get? That's bullshit.
So you're a hypocrite.
No, I'm a mainstream consumer. Well, on Tesla, like, they had a joke, like, they've developed robots or drones or some shit that can draw messages in sand. And an example is like that's perfect for if you're like a Disneyland type place that owns a resort or like a special island that people come to on the boat, and it's like, oh hey, welcome to our island. That's a reasonable like use of that. And then someone's like, what's next? Chainsaw wielding robots carving ice sculptures. That's just a silly joke that anyone can relate to, because that's silly. Chainsaw robots carving ice sculptures?
Fuck that shit.
You're just spiteful.
I'm the least spiteful person in the world.
You're the most spiteful person in the world.
Oh man. The things I have done in my life out of spite. A lot of things. I will tell you what.
Like just be mean to your sister.
Hey, she had it coming. My sister deserves everything I did. She spoiled Black Swan. And this is the end.
Spoiler alert for Black Swan.
No,
I gotta talk about it. I'm just saying spoiler alert for it.
don't spoil.
Before I mention it.
Well, now people just stop and watch
It's all audio. What time is it? What is the timestamp
We're like
on it?
8.5 minutes in.
No, what is the specific timestamp?
8:44.
8:40.
7, 8, 9.
Okay.
50.
At 8. Damn it. Okay, at 8:10, I will be done with the spoiler.
But we're already past 8:10.
No, at 8.
Now we're into 9.
At 9:10, I will be done with this. Okay, before we saw this movie, Aaron's sister, we were talking about seeing it, and then she was like, "Is that the one where she does it again?"
That's 10.
All right.
You messed up.
No, I did it. But people aren't going to be able to hit exactly 10 on that. Yeah,
Not at all.
she referenced the end, asking about it before we had seen it. And that is not how you talk about a movie people have not seen yet.
And then she did that again with This Is the End, where I was like, yeah, we're going to watch that tonight. And she was like, oh yeah, the best part where this happens at the very end.
I don't remember that.
You weren't there. That was just me. I was like, this is bullshit.
What did she mention?
I don't want to spoil it for the folks at home.
You spoilered it.
No.
I like a good spoiler alert.
Well, yeah, but I'd rather just not spoil it at all.
You could just say it. Because the people who know about it or have seen the movie are like, well, what exactly is he talking about?
The thing at the very end. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Which one? The one with the dick? Wink?
No, the thing at the very end, leading into the credits.
The...
I have no clue what you're fucking talking about.
Come on, what does that kind of music go with?
I don't know, Mexican folk dance?
You got one thing right in there.
Oh, yes, it's the thing at the very end. What is bullcrap?
Yeah, the Mexicans, right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Where everyone...
The part where James Franco throws his hat on the ground and they all dance around it.
Where Dean should... You're referencing Family Guy.
I am?
Yeah.
How?
The part where they're like, Stewie says something gay, and then they cut to Brian with a smile on his face, and they're like, if you want Brian to say this, text A to FamGuy1. And then the third option was if you want Brian to say Arriba and dance around a sombrero, and then like they do the music, and then he does that. He dances around a sombrero.
You do know what a fucking Mexican hat dance is, right?
Still, that's fucking pop culture. I know what it is.
I was referencing the Mexican hat dance, motherfucker. I'm not referencing Family Guy.
Everyone's seen that shit. Anyone who's seen it, like, oh, he's referencing Family Guy.
I'm not referencing Family Guy.
This is a Family Guy right here.
If we ever reference Family Guy, we explicitly call out that we're referencing it. It is a reference to how stupid that reference is.
Unless we forget that it's Family Guy, because it's just so ingrained.
Some of that shit, yeah, whatever. That burrito was not great.
I thought you said it was what you've always wished for.
And then it was too much.
Too much what?
It was too much everything. The pico de gallo, like, breaks it up because I ordered a carne asada burrito with no pico de gallo. Because the place we get it from puts too much pico de gallo in all their shit. And it's really annoying. So I was like, oh, get it, no pico de gallo. But it was just too much. It was too much meat, too much guac. So the pico adds something.
Craig's crazy guac talks. Haha, Portlandia.
Haha, we live in Oregon.
Is that a Mech 64 joke? Making the reference and then calling out the reference?
You know what? We're just not gonna question if we're referencing Mega 64 or not. Because we are, most likely. They're, like, our number one influences growing up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen a lot.
It was destined. And I will tell you, viewers, listeners, whatever. I will tell you...
Skullfuckers, that's why we got that name.
Yeah, Skullfuckers. First time I saw Mega 64, sitting in oceanography class in West Albany High School.
Bulldogs, Senior go Bulldogs.
Oh, oh, oh. They never said that.
Then why would you make that reference?
Because Bulldogs.
I saw a baby bulldog at the doctor the other day. At the psychologist. That thing was so fucking cute.
Yeah, baby bulldogs are cute.
Because they were like tiny, but it had this fucking huge hands. So it looked like a fucking bruiser. Just ready to beat the shit out of something.
Anyways, I saw Mega 64 in oceanography class when we got laptops. We were supposed to do assignments, but fuck that shit. And then
What an amazing student.
Some other guy was
Your
like...
Your pants unzipped?
Yeah. Some guy
what the fuck are you doing? You trying to get me to blow you?
Some guy...
Zip your shit up, man.
Some guy was like, hey, look at this video. And then he showed me the Resident Evil 4 Mega 64 video. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And then, like, watched a few more of their videos and then didn't watch any of their shit until, like, way after I met you.
And then it was, like, a couple years into us knowing each other, I sent you and our other friend Derek a video. It was just like, oh, these are funny. And it was just, like, random Mega 64 skits. And then you guys were like, and then Derek disappeared for a while, and we kept hanging out, and we kept watching shit, whatever.
Derek was never really a part of it.
No. I hung out with him like 4 times, maybe.
You hung out with him alone.
Yeah, we hung out alone and played Resident Evil 5.
You have to explain that, of course.
What else to explain?
Because the context is, I know Derek. I knew him from high school. I met him in high school. I did not meet you until after I was out of high school. And you were 15-year-old.
I was 14 when we first met.
Really?
I was 15 when we became friends. So we met 8 years ago when I was, like, really young. And he was, like, graduating high school.
You still had hair on your face.
I had a lot of hair all over my head and no hair on my face. It was a whole thing.
You're religious.
I was so religious.
So cute.
Super religious. Girls were all over me. Marissa, well, bleep that name out.
Not speak of her.
Bleep that name out. She wanted me.
No, she didn't.
It was pretty confirmed.
Anyways.
Either way, So I was like 15, and we started hanging out at the library playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Because of
the anime club.
Yeah.
We met at the anime club. The first words we said to each other like, we were sitting at the table and there was like general conversation happening, but then everybody else left but us. So I was like, have you seen Superbad? And then you were like, yeah, it's hilarious. McLovin.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was the first like conversation we had.
Conversation.
That was the first exchange of words that we had, and it was super fucking awkward. And I was so young, and you were just like, I couldn't tell what age you were because you had this really deep voice at the time. Like, you sound much more lively now, but at the time I thought you were like 30 or something.
All I remember is I was listening to some sweet ass anime music on my MP3 player, being so cool.
Your fingerless gloves and your black jacket.
Yeah.
Oh man, you were such a fucking nerd.
It was legit. I rode a bike.
Oh, we have both come so far. But either way, he knew Derek from high school and I was homeschooled, so I had absolutely no social skills.
You didn't know what a vagina looked like until you were like, what, 18?
I didn't know what a vagina was until I was 12, because I had no sex ed at homeschool, because my mom just didn't teach me that. So I didn't know vaginas existed until I was like 12 years old, so I thought all sex was anal. It was kind of like an anal fetish now.
Everyone has a penis. I can get behind that.
Like, I didn't think everybody had a penis.
What? Why wouldn't you?
Well, I knew women had nothing down or something else down there. I didn't know what it was, though. I knew they didn't have
Mystery.
penises. It was just like, oh, women have something else down there. But I didn't think too hard about it.
It's the Mario question mark box.
It was like, oh, well, buttholes, I know what that is. Babies come out the butt because they're like pooping them out. So the dick probably goes in the butt.
Poop comes out sometimes.
Yeah, they poop themselves like 50% of the time. We're not birthing experts, whatever. So we started hanging out with this other guy we called Charcoal. Because fuck that guy. And then he became a Star Wars nerd or some shit. But we were hanging out playing like Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit with him. And then one day he just disappeared to go like do Star Wars shit or something.
Be a nerd.
Be an actual fucking nerd.
What a loser.
We're not that level of nerd.
We're not into Star Wars. We're into superheroes.
I'm not into superheroes. I'm into fucking anime. You goddamn piece of shit.
Wrestling. You're a wrestling nerd.
I'm not a nerd about wrestling.
You're a wrestling nerd.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, so that Charcoal just disappeared, and then it was Sherwin and I just kind of hanging out there for a while, doing nothing. And there was this other girl there. I bleeped her name out, so we're not saying the name. But she was there for a while, and then she disappeared after she came over to my house alone with me.
She's got mental problems or something.
I think she does, but she was very clearly into me. Everybody in my family said, like, that girl is fucking into you. And she came over to my house alone, and I didn't understand what was happening because I had absolutely no social skills. So we watched Everybody Loves Raymond for like 3 hours straight in complete silence.
That's bullshit, because I ate with her at Burger King once. Or rather, I watched her eat a burger.
She showed up at my house unannounced, asking if I wanted to hang out.
That's only because she lived, like, right next to you.
She wanted me, man.
If I was right there, it would be me.
Yeah, no. You were like 25 or something at the time.
I was only 3 years older than the both of you.
Yeah, it's too much.
I was 18, she was 15. It was like...
we were both 15.
It was destiny.
No, we were young 15-year-old white kids. It was destiny for us to hook up.
18-year-old indeterminate race male and a 15-year-old blonde white girl. I think you know what's about to happen here.
I think she's about to go with the pale white 15-year-old white kid.
Mister, don't touch my hair.
Hey, I had thin hair, man.
You need to show a picture of that.
I'll try. I don't have very many pictures from that time because I was very self-conscious.
Well, let me know if you need one. I got one of us at the anime club.
But yeah, then eventually we just started hanging out more. I think you came over on Halloween one time, and we were just like hanging out, and like nothing happened. And then we became best friends. 8 years later, here we are. Anything to say on that?
Okay.
Pretty good. We're good buds.
Pretty good.
Yep.
We watch media.
We absorb media. I watch a lot of fucking anime. Like, that's all I really watch. If other people are around, I'll watch other shit. Like, I've been watching Shark Tank recently. Because Shark Tank's a fantastic television program. I've watched like 4 seasons, and there are only 6 seasons. I'm really sad that it's almost over.
All 4 of them?
There's 6 seasons, and I've watched 4 altogether. Season 6 is still airing. But it's so easy. That show is like how it's made. Because it's just so easy to keep watching.
Which one is that? Discovery Channel?
Yeah, the one where it's like, here's how we make fucking Jolly Ranchers. And then they go into the history of Jolly Ranchers and how we make Jolly Ranchers and package them and shit. It's like that good flow of information, and then like the little individual bits are short enough that it works to just like, you just keep watching it. Like, I still live at home, and my mom was here for like the last 2 days because some medical shit happened, whatever. So we just spent the last 2 days straight watching Shark Tank. And that show is so fucking good. It's ridiculous.
No, they don't have a bullet ball guy on there.
It's a bullet ball. Well, nobody's gonna get that reference because this is going up before that video goes up.
Is it?
That video's going up in like 2 months.
Fine, they'll see
Shit, man.
They'll see straight into the future.
Sneak preview of a video. I have to go pee, so you keep talking about something.
What am I supposed to talk about?
I don't talk about something you did.
Now's the section where I do ASMR. And I can see over here. I have a Dr. Doom figure that Aaron gave to me. He's got red eyes and a little green coat. His legs are a little silver. A little articulation on his knees, his ankles, his elbows. Some on his shoulder, not on his hands. His hands are fixed. It appears it's got a hole in his hand where you can put some sort of projectile. We can shoot some sort of doom laser. I don't know what series he's from, but he looks pretty cool.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey, I was talking about Doom. You'll see.
Talking about your fucking Valentine's Day gift from me.
Thank you, sir.
That was 99 cents.
High five. Boom. This looks like way more than 99 cents.
Well, it was at Goodwill, man.
Oh, okay, that explains.
Yeah. I think it's from like the movie or something.
What kind of fucking idiot would sell this?
Someone who doesn't want a fucking Doctor Doom toy. Also, look at his fucking leg articulation. It is way too good.
There's too much articulation.
I have these fucking wrestling figures right here next to it, and they don't have near
this
that
thing
much.
kicks the shit out of those.
Look at that! That's the most they can bend their legs. Like, seriously, these things are meant to bend.
That thing does not have a trench coat, so.
Dean Ambrose is a former member of the Shield, Hounds of Justice.
Dude, Doom here is doing some sort of martial arts.
Doom doesn't know martial arts.
He is a great physical combatant.
Everybody is. This is comic books. Just throw out martial arts master like candy.
Okay, he's a good fighter. I don't know if he knows martial arts, but isn't
he a magician or something?
Dude, I was getting that. He's great in both science and magic, which is the one thing he has up on Reed Richards, because Reed Richards doesn't get magic. Just doesn't.
He's science man.
Yep.
But like, I don't see Dr. Doom as an actual fist fighter. I see him as like, he doesn't need to fight. He has everything else going for him. And every time he loses, it's always just a Doom bot.
You know what? I see him as like, he's in a lot of shit, like a lot of people's stories.
Yeah, because Dr. Doom is the best comic book character.
He'll show up just to be like, I got time for this shit.
Doom does as he pleases.
Yeah, this isn't even a main story. This is just like a throwaway cameo.
The worst part about Dr. Doom is that he's tied to the Fantastic Four.
Whatever. He's one guy versus 4 people.
Yeah, it's like
They only beat him because
no,
there's
I'm not
4
even
of
talking about
them.
that. I think the Fantastic Four is super lame.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
What
think
about 'em?
any of them are cool.
The family unit.
The family
or
unit, I don't think their powers are all lame.
The basic elemental
Their
powers.
story is lame. I think Reed Richards sucks.
That's awesome because Reed Richards is like, oh, he's like a genius guy, and the only reason he isn't like a complete monster is because of his family.
Yeah, whatever. Either way,
What about the Council of Reeds?
I have no goddamn clue what that is, and
Okay,
I do
will
not
tell
give a
you.
shit.
No, I will tell you. Reed Richards holds a seminar like, how do you beat Reed Richards? And then
You shoot him with a gun because he's just fucking rubber.
No, Doom shows
You
up.
cut his head off.
Doom shows up because he's like, well, I want to know, obviously. And turns out it's how do we beat all the other evil Reed Richards in the alternate universes that for some reason don't have the family unit going on.
Here's an
so
idea.
they're like straight
Here's
up
an
fucking
idea.
monsters.
Here's an idea. You just fucking kill him because his power sucks.
Well, no, because he's actually like, turns out being rubber is OP.
Not if you just fucking melt him.
Can't. He's too smart.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's too smart.
That's not a valid excuse.
Maybe if you have thought of a sonic beam, you might be able to outsmart Reed Richards, but you didn't. And that's ingenious.
See, that's what I hate about Reed Richards and the fucking intelligence scaling in comic books. Because it's just like, it's an infinite, like, non-equatable, whatever. It is a bullshit statistic that can just get you out of whatever situation. Because, I just thought myself out of certain death for no reason.
It's almost
because
like
I'm so
fighting
smart.
Spirit.
Yeah, but fighting spirit makes more sense than intelligence. Because fighting spirit is defined by making absolutely no sense at all. You know what fighting spirit is? They're just fighting fucking spirit. That's it.
It's not
you know what? No.
defined as making no sense.
It's just
just
defiance.
makes no sense.
It's defined by defiance.
Is it?
That's fighting spirit. You're just saying no to losing. You're just keeping going.
I think you're just boiling it down.
That's all it really is.
Is a fighting spirit just like determination?
Pretty much, yeah. And at the end of the day, that's saying no to losing. That's you're about to lose and you don't because you keep going.
There's a difference between determined to win and determined not to lose.
That's the same thing as fighting spirit. Either moving on, the very essence of it is I'm not going to give up. As where intelligence is such a fucking nonsense term that can mean anything and is just used.
For those who can't see, I'm pointing at my head. I'm tapping my head.
So
smartness.
Like Gurren Lagann, Simon and the gang, they got to get out of a situation. They yell louder. That makes sense. That's their power is based around it.
Physical exertion.
But Reed Richards thinks himself out of a situation. The writers don't justify it.
That's human ingenuity.
But they don't justify it in any way.
I will explain an example here for the viewers. There is one page of a comic that we have both seen. It's what's his name? Ant-Man, the 8th smartest guy. No, 7th smartest guy on planet Earth. And yeah, he's versus Reed Richards, and Reed Richards has some sort of like science shit going on that locks down all sorts of attacks in this room. And then he's like, there's no way you can beat me. And then Ant-Man's like, oh, Reed Richards so smug. The only thing you want to hear is the sound of your own voice. Yo, Robot Protocol, activate this thing. And it's a sound beam. And then Reed Richards is like, a sonic beam, ingenious. Because Ant-Man figured out the only thing he could use to get across Reed Richards' protocol.
See, and that makes sense.
That's
but
genius.
Then, like, the other half of the time is just like...
What half? Name an example.
Like, I saw one fucking comic book where...
Wait, is this from the 60s?
No, this is from, like, the fucking 2005s or something.
Alright.
It was, like... It was an X-Men comic, and my dad gave it to me.
Okay, an X-Men comic.
So...
Anything goes.
So, Cyclops was, like, dropped into a situation... The X-Men were all trapped in shit. Wolverine was, like, thrown into lava or some shit. And Cyclops was like thrown into something that's certain death, and then like they all got out of it. Wolverine just climbed his way out. Storm did something. Everybody else did their thing. And Cyclops, they're like, "How did you get out of it?" And he's like, "I thought my way out." Essentially, I don't remember exactly what he said.
Who thought his way out?
Cyclops.
Cyclops thought his way out?
Cyclops like planned his way out of it in some bullshit.
Because Cyclops is like the Batman of Marvel in terms of X-Men.
You know what Batman is?
Batman of X-Men.
Batman's intelligence is complete bullshit. So is Cyclops. Because they don't need to justify anything. oh, how did Batman get out of this situation? How did he know this guy was going to do this? How did he know there was a sniper 3,000 feet away about to kill him? He's smart, so he just knew.
Well, actually, Batman's a detective. He detects it. He figures it out.
Either way, they just justify their bullshit. It's really lazy writing.
Well, how did Cyclops figure it out?
I don't fucking remember, because they didn't explain it. You know what it was? He bullshitted his way out of it.
He could, like, beam his way through the lava and shit.
Well, he didn't do that.
Well, maybe he did. How do you know?
Because I'm drunk and I don't remember.
They say he didn't.
I don't remember. This was fucking like 10 years ago.
Look it up in post and put the...
I'm not going to do that.
The panel.
Because I don't want to look at comic books.
You don't want to be disproven.
And I don't want to look at comic books.
Yeah, bullshit. Comics are cool.
Comics suck?
I'm holding a Doom action figure.
You're holding a Dr. Doom action figure.
He can rotate his body. It's so articulated. He can move forward and backwards.
Whatever. Either way, comic books suck. Their art style sucks. Everything about fucking comic books is literal trash. It's garbage. Oh, Dean Ambrose was a spear! And like, I am a fully admitted weeaboo, essentially.
God, you never admit it.
I'm not a real...
I'm like, weeaboo.
I'm not...
You're like weeaboos only people who want to be Japanese.
So yeah, by definition...
the term has evolved from that.
By definition, weeaboo...
The term has evolved.
Originally referenced somebody who was wanting to be in Japan, be a Japanese person.
Yeah,
said all of Japanese culture is superior, stuff like that. I am not that at all.
You're everything but the want to be Japanese.
I don't think Japanese culture is superior. There's a lot of fucking sexism and shit in there. It's not a great country in a lot of ways. But I really like their art style for cartoons. I think it's fucking great. I really like their video games.
What about manhwa?
I'm alright with manhwa. The Breaker's pretty good.
It just seems off.
It is off. The Breaker is like the best one I've ever read.
Another Breaker. Wait, which one's that?
That's the one where the guy breaks things.
Okay.
Martial arts, whatever. I read one. I think it was like Demon Castle or something. Demon something. They had it at the library, and it was like a yaoi series. But I didn't realize it was yaoi for like 5 volumes because the main character was so feminine, and they never really referenced gender. And then eventually they just referenced that it's a he, and it's like, oh, guess this is yaoi, and whatever. Mon was all right. It's not great, but I really prefer the comic book or the manga anime art style. So I fucking love it.
Weeaboo.
I watch a shit ton of anime.
Did someone say weeaboo?
So by the current definition of weeaboo, I am probably a weeaboo because I prefer anime to most things.
Dude, you're a weeaboo.
I'm a weeaboo. Fine. I admit it. I'm a weeb.
It's like, why wouldn't you watch Friends? And then...
Because I can watch K-On!
See, yeah, it's bullshit. I had it.
It's not bullshit.
But no, I like try to use the argument when people were the opposite side are like, oh, these Japanese cartoons feel the same. It's like, well, is Friends the same thing as
How I Met Your Mother? Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy?
No.
Exactly. Oh, it's got live action white people. Must be the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
That's the thing about anime that people don't realize. It's a medium. It is a medium of entertainment. There are wide genres. You don't watch, like, The Real Housewives of New Jersey and think that all television is bullshit. So you don't watch Boku no Pico and say that anime is bullshit. Because it's not. It's...
All Japanese cartoons are for perverts.
They're pervert pedophiles. And, well, that's, like, 60% of it. And I'll admit, I'm into some of that perversion
that's being
bullshit.
Generous. On the low end.
I think you mean that's being conservative.
Okay, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you drunk motherfucker. Get your words right. Either way...
Do with my being drunk.
Get your words together. Anime's rather perverse generally. But then there's shit like Monster, which is fucking radical.
That's just a series. That's like... One of the only things you can say is it is just a story.
It is literally...
in anime form.
A fucking television show.
If they brought it to live action, I would say on the second run... Tighten up a little bit. There's very few points where I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense.
Some of the stuff are like, they drag it on a little bit long, but I think that's just like TV shows dragging out. Like anime drags out a lot, especially in older things.
Well, largely, it is
stellar.
It's just a story.
The story is
awesome.
Fantastic. Like, some of the individual episodes themselves aren't the best.
If you want people to
But-
take anime seriously, show a monster.
Monster's fucking fantastic.
And then be prepared for their disappointment after they discover that things are not monster in anime.
Yeah. Not everything is monster. The rest of it is fucking Kantai Collection, which I fucking love.
What is that?
That's Ship Girls. Started as a free-to-play iOS card game in Japan, and it's actually a really cool game, but it's a free-to-play card game, and then they started making like manga, and then now there's an anime airing this season, and it's pretty cute. It's a cute series. I quite like it. They had an idol competition in episode 4. It was adorable. But either way, people don't realize that anime is a medium, and there's different shit to appeal to different people.
What about the person that wants American comics?
There is
That one new series that just came out.
Little Hero Academia. It's like
just came out.
6 months old.
Just came out, yeah.
It's in Shonen Jump. It's fucking comic books.
Just came out.
There's also Tiger and Bunny.
Bullshit.
That is a fucking American comic book series.
It's like a spin on American comics.
There's Hero Man, which is a spin on American comics.
I saw the fan art.
Whatever. That's not a good way to judge the quality of a series. There are a lot of American comic book inspired things. Like in Rurouni Kenshin, there's fucking Venom. There's a lot of Venom fandom.
We'll give him that because that's like 90s. Venom is hot.
Venom. I don't like comic books at all. Venom's cool.
Teeth, eyes,
Venom's a cool motherfucker.
black.
I'm a big fan of Prince Devitt, the wrestler.
I know how much you love Topher Grace.
I'm alright with Topher Grace. I don't have any problem with him. I like that 70s show. Honestly, I thought he was the best part of Spider-Man 3.
Only because he was so stupid.
He was a smug asshole, and I thought he was fun.
Well, like, how much do you need to go against not Topher Grace, the other one, the
Tobey
main
Maguire?
guy, yeah, Tobey Maguire being all emo, dancing down the street.
James
It
Franco.
was awful.
Was that the one where So Good came from, or was that 2?
That's the one,
That's 3?
I think.
I don't fucking remember. The
I don't
movie
know.
is worth it, despite
No, it
being
was 2.
complete.
It was 2 because Dr. Octopus threw a car through a building.
Yeah, alright. So Spider-Man 3 is completely worthless. Whatever. James Franco, that was his worst role. Oh yeah, because he got blown up and he was all damaged in number 3. So yeah, it was number 2 that he was like that. Or he did that.
2 was he was becoming a dick, and that was
Yeah.
part of his becoming a dick.
And then in 3, he was just a dick.
And then the butler told him like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't Tobey
It was
Maguire."
your father!
I'm like, thanks.
You could have told me that like 10 years ago, man.
That's some bad writing.
Yeah, writing is lazy.
How about that new Spider-Man reboot, huh?
What? Amazing Spider-Man?
No, they're thinking about like merging Spider-Man with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it wouldn't be Chris or
Andrew
Andrew Garfield.
Good. I don't like
It's
him.
like I don't either. I don't really care about him, but then it's like
I just don't like him as
really?
Peter Parker.
No, but then it's like you're gonna do a reboot of Spider-Man, and not to say I don't think Spider-Man 3 was complete shit and that they shouldn't have rebooted, but it's like you're gonna make those movies, then you're gonna come in make a reboot of it, and then a couple years down the line, hey, let's get a new Spider-Man here. Way to go, Sony.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Andrew Garfield's a terrible Peter Parker.
He's an alright Spider-Man.
He's an alright Spider-Man. I actually quite like him as Spider-Man.
That's
I
what
like the
everyone says.
Because he's got the good snarky
Dude,
voice.
he looks like Spider-Man.
He looks fucking like slim.
I don't know about that, but
Either way, he looks good in the suit, and he's doing jokes occasionally. He's a great Spider-Man. He's an awful Peter Parker.
with his fucking model hair.
His model hair and his model good looks.
And I remember talking shit about, or maybe it was you talking shit, I don't remember, of Peter Parker in Spider-Man 1, like, giving away that he was Spider-Man by shooting webs in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then Amazing Spider-Man rolls around, he's doing karate fights on the subway.
Yeah.
So literally sticking to people.
Don't question Hollywood writing, especially not for fucking comic books. Like, I quite liked Guardians of the Galaxy. The writing in that movie is kind of fucking terrible. If you really,
I would say it's generic.
It's very generic, but I would say the genericness of like Hollywood writing is terrible.
It just works so
Generally,
well,
I would say it's terrible, it is above average.
Why is Guardians of the Galaxy so refreshing? It's because everything's done right, as generic as it is.
It's just fucking space adventure. It's what I wanted from Star Wars for the prequels.
I doubted Chris Pratt, the goof guy, what's his face in Parks and Rec?
Andy.
Yeah, Andy from Parks and Rec. I was like, this guy in shape, being quote-unquote cool. Guardians of the Galaxy, totally turning around.
I really liked him in Parks and Rec. And then...
Yeah, no, everyone loves him in Parks and Rec. He's awesome.
And then he disappeared to go and film Guardians of the Galaxy, and he got in really good shape, and he came back to Parks and Rec. I was like, holy shit, he is super attractive. So I was like, all right, I get it. I get that he's going to be an attractive, cool guy.
I saw a picture of his abs, and I was like, I don't know.
But no, see, he was acting in Parks and Rec in the physical good shape.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he came back. He went to England for 6 months on the show.
Oh, I remember he came back, but then he hid in a dumpster or something.
Yeah, because he came back for one episode, and then he came back later, and he was in really good shape, and he was fine. It was he was cool looking, and I was like, oh, I know where they're doing this now. So then, I was fully willing to accept him as that role.
Well, after Guardians of the Galaxy, I can see him playing Indiana Jones.
I can see him playing Indiana Jones.
You saw that thread, right?
Yeah. I would be down with that.
But then he also turned down Uncharted. And it's after Guardians of the Galaxy, I could see him as Uncharted.
I could see him playing the role. I don't see him looking like it really very well.
Honestly, let's cut the bullshit. No one's going to look like anyone.
All right. No, I don't see him playing Nathan Drake. I see him playing the character that would be in one of those types of movies very well. AKA Indiana Jones. Yeah. I don't see him playing Nathan Drake very well.
Indiana Jones is just Uncharted, but in the past.
Yeah, but they're the characters are slightly different. They're very shallow and generic action heroes, whatever. But they're distinctly different.
Slightly more of a chauvinist pig.
He's more of a chauvinist pig, but he's also more
potential pedophile.
He's more stylish, I would say. And they're both doing the whole lucky, getting out of shit luckily, whatever.
Bumbling.
The bumbling hero. But I would say Indy is a little less bumbling and a little more stylish.
Quote unquote cool guy.
Yeah. I would say he's a little closer to Dante than Dante.
I don't understand the reference.
Somebody will and it'll be great. Either way. I've said either way fucking 10 times in this
Regardless.
Irregardless.
American Dad fans, where you at?
That's not an American Dad reference.
That's where I'm referencing it.
Get your normal references in line, man.
The episode where they make fun of Stan, Steve and Roger make fun of Stan for saying irregardless, which isn't an actual word. And then they, leave the house and go to New York. And then some rich old guy hires them as stooges and then makes fun of them for saying words wrong. And they realize they were wrong the whole time.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
The continuity of American Dad doesn't exist.
Doesn't. Alright, I want to talk about something real quick. Irregardless. That is a word. In Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
It is?
In Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Huh.
Do you know why I'm sounding mad right now?
Are you?
Yeah, I'm mad right now.
I thought you were just talking.
No, I'm mad. Because Merriam-Webster's dictionary is bullshit. Fuck Merriam-Webster's dictionary. They take colloquialisms and make them into actual words, but they're not an actual authority on language. They're bullshit. They're just a random book.
No one is.
No. Oxford New English Dictionary is the leaders of the English language.
So if they put that in there,
if they put it in there, it is a legit fucking word. Merriam-Webster's, LOL is a word. That's not a word. It's a fucking abbreviation.
If they put dick...
It's a contraction, you pieces of shit.
If they put dick just sucker...
That's not a word. That's a collection of words.
If they put it
That's a phrase.
If they put that as one whole word in there, Oxford whatever, you'll accept it?
Yeah, I'll accept it. Because...
I think you only say it because you know they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that, and if they did, they would have a valid fucking reason.
What if they just said because...
New Oxford does a shit ton of research. They are the leading experts on the English language. They go through a huge vetting process, and if they add a word in there, it is fucking legit.
What if the guy in charge is just like, hey, I want to do this?
Whatever. They have to go through the whole approval process. You know what a word is? Cunty.
Cunty?
Cunty is a word.
What does it mean?
Like, you're acting cunty.
What?
You're acting like a cunt, but you're acting cunty.
That's stupid.
That is in the New Oxford English Dictionary. Because the actual, like...
I'm calling bullshit on that.
No, it makes sense within the English language.
Because you're being a form of this word, and we're putting a Y on it, because it's an adverb.
The exact type of word that it works with that naturally.
Adjective?
I don't fucking know. I'm terrible with the actual technical
Adverbs are LY. They're an adjective of verbs.
Either way, moving on.
Schoolhouse Rock!
Cunty is a word, and New Oxford English Dictionary puts a shit ton of work into every word they add. Merriam-Webster, like every month they'll just throw words in there. And words that are not words.
Dude, they got nice videos though.
They're the Urban Dictionary of dictionaries. And fuck that.
The real Urban Dictionary.
They essentially are. Any dictionary that defines LOL as a word is full of shit.
I see where you're coming from with that.
It's bullshit. It's an abbreviation of, like, it's 3 words. Laugh out loud. That's not a word on its own. It already exists as a thing.
So should abbreviations not be words?
I don't count them as words. I count them as grammatically correct. I don't count them as words themselves. I don't count ASAP as a word.
I need that ASAP.
Because on its own, that means nothing. It has to have the actual words to mean something.
What does that mean? As soon as possible. Why don't you just say that to begin with?
Abbreviations themselves are fine, but they're not words.
Alright, moving on from words.
You've been talking about words for like 10 minutes.
We digress. You always exaggerate the amount of time people have been talking about stuff.
It's been like 3 hours that we were talking about comic books, man.
Words, though.
Words.
And it's been like not even 30 minutes since we were talking about comics.
Whatever. I like words. I like wrestling. I like anime. So I want to talk about an anime that's been airing for the last while. Shirobako. What do you know about Shirobako?
Shiro means white.
Anything else?
Is that one where it's the fox demon or wolf demon?
No, that's Gugure Kokuri-san.
No, I don't know what it is.
Shirobako is the one where they make anime.
Okay, yeah.
It's the insight into the anime production side of things, and it's such a good series. I think I put that at number like 3 on my top 10 on NeoGAF because it is such a good series. It is like, it's kind of moe, but they're doing like a deconstruction of moe, and they're like calling it out and shit, and it's so good. I heartily recommend Shirobako. I recommend it to you.
I hardly recommend it.
No, it's a good series. It's a really good series. What else? I also recommend Cross Ants.
Because the lesbian rape?
Lesbian rape. Lesbian stuff everywhere.
If you like rape, you'll love Cross Ange.
Horrible dragon murder. Lesbian rape.
Disclaimer, I'm against rape.
Me too. Unless it's like...
No, there's no qualifier for that.
Alright. I have written some erotic fiction. I've talked about this a little bit. I don't know if these videos have aired where I've talked about it. I write erotic fiction in my free time, which is all the time. And lesbian seduction, coercion, and forced sexual intercourse is a rather common theme among them. I don't go as far as to say rape, because that would just make the whole thing depressing.
Because it would, like, bring a low level of class to the joint.
It would bring the whole fun down. Nobody needs that.
Well, we don't need to call it rape.
Let's just call it what it isn't. Casual play.
Play?
Play. Sex play.
Is the other person actually into it?
They get into it.
But they're not from the start.
That's kind of what makes it hot.
See, that's the thing for me. Anytime it's that kind of, quote-unquote, that kind of stuff, it's always like, well, they're not into it, but, like, they really are into it. And it's like, they just don't want to say it, so, like, they're embarrassed or something. You know?
Yeah, like,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
No, yes.
Yeah, no, yes, yeah. But with, like, the whole lesbian rape thing, I know it's just fucking rape, and it's awful. And rape is terrible in real life.
Because, like, what are the odds both of them are going to be, or the receiving one is going to be lesbian?
There's this incorrect notion in my mind, I recognize that it's incorrect, that all lesbian love is pure. It's the most pure love in the world.
Yep.
That's the thought process that goes through my mind. I recognize it's not. I recognize that not all women are lesbians or secretly into women having sex with them against their will. I recognize that, and I accept and understand that. That does not make it any less attractive in my mind.
Yeah.
That is an appealing thought process, an appealing concept to me, and that's a very common theme in my fiction.
I will say, I agree with some of that. It is pure, but then the thought of like two clicks rubbing together,
Slick and slicks.
not really like super into like yeah like oh yeah the general abstract like oh yeah they're like grinding and stuff to taught, but then it's like thinking about the mechanics of it. I'm like ew.
Now see, I'm all about the insane detail.
Like get some penises in there.
That's gross.
Just get two penises.
Dicks are gross.
Rubbing together.
Man.
Start a fire.
Dicks mean men, and men mean impure.
No.
That takes away the purity of the lesbian love.
Dicks mean dick girls.
I've never been into dick girls.
It's the other pure form of love.
I've never been into dick girls because then it's essentially just a man with tits, and I'm not into that.
See, I feel the opposite. It's just a woman with a penis.
See, like...
Why don't people get that?
The dick is inherently masculine to me.
It isn't to me.
Dick is a very
Dick is a
masculine
dick.
thing to me.
Mm,
Maybe it's your whole thing with the other thing.
gender.
Yeah, your weird gender
I have
thing.
history with that.
Yeah. See, I would fuck a hot lady boy. No questions asked.
You'd bag it up, right?
Of course. I bag it up regardless. Don't bag it, no tag it. I ain't doing none of that.
Bag it up extra.
3 condoms on that dick if you're putting it in anything.
Why don't you take a trip to Thailand?
Ah!
Don't.
I'm not gonna. Because then they're prostitutes, and I don't want that.
Who knows what's going on there?
They've been fucked to death. I don't want no fucked to death prostitute.
But seriously, like, penis means, like, oh, you see something coming out of it, that means a good time is happening. Vagina, who knows what's going on there?
Coming squirts all piss.
It could be period, could be baby goo, could be just general sickness.
I'm not down with that sickness.
Ha 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 ha. But no, seriously, the only way to know if a vagina is having a good time is if the woman like is like shaking and stuff. You feel it. Like you can't look at it and tell.
Either way, it's just my natural go-to words. I can't get away from it. I gotta break that rhythm. Segueing off of that and back onto where we were talking
I
about.
don't want to, but I'll do it.
I go into insane detail in every detail of every detail in the lesbian sex acts.
Like the lady goo, where does it go?
Into the mouth of the other woman.
Really? They go
Some of it.
They go from slicking clicks to drinking.
In some of them, yeah.
Drinking it.
Oh yeah.
Are they squirting it in, or are they?
They're squirting
drinking
everywhere.
Straight from the tap.
Drinking from the tap, drinking below it, dripping
Isn't there, like,
in.
a scientific study that like proved that it's all pee?
Yeah, I just talked about that.
Is that true though?
I have no idea. I've heard like that one study because it's one study.
I thought there was like a British bias against female goo.
British people are weird about ejaculation.
They have a ban against showing that in video because like it's all urine, and it's like it's porn. Why are you afraid to show pee?
But it's one study, so I don't take it like as fact immediately.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of people saying like that's bullshit. I have drinking the pee and the ejaculate, and they taste distinctly different. I don't immediately believe it.
It's from the second bladder that all women have.
But I can see where it's possible. I need to look into it more.
Let's run some tests here.
All right, let's get some old women in here because
why do you gotta be old?
I can get them in here easy.
All their fluids are degraded by that point.
Well, then do you want to hire some high school kids?
I'm not legally allowed to do so no.
All right. See, I was testing you, testing your morals.
The matter has been settled.
All right. So we'll just get some prostitutes in here.
Ew, God, no.
Get our tongues inside of them.
Samples.
Get our tongues in them.
Ugh.
Just lick it all up. Slop our tongues all up in there.
Your mouth's gonna look like a pizza parlor.
It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot and sloppy, Johnny Conway. And they're gonna just spray it all over. We're gonna get some samples.
Have you seen videos like their spray contests?
Yeah. Oh, who do you think you're talking to, man?
I'm asking the man who is a lesbian connoisseur.
You're asking the wrong man. I had seen, man.
I'm not really into the women on women. I'm into the whatever gender versus whatever gender.
You're into the man on the girly man.
Well, Arnold wouldn't say no.
And hey, nothing wrong with no girly boy shit, man. I'm into that too. Not as much as you is.
Honestly, these days, it's like my number one.
A lesbian still number one for me. That's like my thing.
I like the idea of it, but the mechanics.
The mechanics make it so much hotter to me. I don't know about it.
What is it just rubbing? They're just rubbing them together?
Rubbing and fucking and I don't know.
It's like rubbing a dick together, but there's no dick, so what's the point?
The vagina.
But, I don't know how vaginas work.
I don't either. I am not an expert on the vagina. I'm an expert on that ass.
No, you're not.
I'm not either. I've never done the anal
What
sex.
would you even do with an ass?
Stick my mouth on it.
Ew.
Hey, man.
A poopy butt?
Well, why are you going to poopy?
It's a butt.
Well, yeah, but...
Where does poop come from? Exactly.
We'll go ahead and say the nipples.
Have you ever felt poop inside a butt?
No.
You'll get there.
I'll get there one of these days. It's my dream to have the anal sex.
Yeah, and then you're gonna like poke a piece of feces.
Hey, I'll be a condom. There's no problem to me.
You'll feel it though. You'll know it's there.
I'll probably be very drunk, so I probably won't notice.
Why would you do it drunk?
Because what other situation am I gonna be where someone's gonna let me sodomize them?
An open-minded woman?
I don't think most girls, especially the ones that are gonna be willing to date me, are gonna be into sodomy.
Well, okay, Cupid. That's your option.
I don't want to do that. It's not for me.
Match.com, get on there. Anal okay.
Cougar life is bullshit, man.
DTF into ass.
Cougar life is a cougar-based dating site. And one...
What's their tagline?
Older women or cougars
we
know
what they want, and it's young men like you.
Yeah, or young studs like you or some shit. And it's just... I signed up for it because I love older women. And I wanted some older women in my area, naturally. So, looking for some DTF cougs. And...
Cougs?
Cougs.
That's like a How I Met Your Mother term.
I don't watch that show, so
hey,
I don't...
Hey, Barney, you get any cougs tonight?
Whatever. Cougs, looking for some cougs, looking for hot coug poon. And you sign up for the site. Cougapoon. And you sign up for the site, and you get selected your things, and it's like, you get 3 free messages. Then you have to pay to send messages. So, I find the 3 most adequately attractive women on there. You don't want to go for the super hot ones, because they're not going to get back to me. I'm not that good looking.
Why don't you do?
What?
Just do it.
Because the problem is, you only have 3 messages.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta be strategic with those 3.
This is like pay-to-play shit.
It's pay-to-play bullshit. So you gotta pay...
Pay to win? No, pay to fuck.
Pay to fuck. And I ain't into paying for fucking.
Wait, is it per day?
No. It's 3 messages, period.
Period? Alternate accounts, alright.
So, I send my 3 messages to the...
You just send them?
Yeah.
You use all of them up?
All of them up right away. I put my phone number in there. It's like, this messaging system is bullshit. I'm not paying for this. Here's my phone number. If you want to talk, text me. I hear back from none of them. Do you know why? You have to pay to see the messages. So I've gotten like 10 messages from women.
Wait, why don't you just put your phone number in the profile?
I could do that. I did not think about that.
You didn't think of... Because everyone sees the profile. Why would you bother with messages?
But then that's like... There could be like trolls or whatever.
Oh, like spam.
People fucking with you. And that's the other problem with it. 90% of that site seems like complete... Like robots.
It's bullshit. Want your money.
Like... It's called CougarLife.com. For older women to find younger men. I've gotten messages from like 5 25-year-olds. Yeah. A little questionable there.
Could be legit.
On CougarLife.com.
25-year-old women?
No, they're girls. One of them was like 19. That makes me think, oh, this is a robot that is made to go on dating sites and fill this out. It's bullshit. Fuck that site.
Well, you could like have like hold up a sign in your profile picture of you making like a cutie duck face, and then you like in the sign it says, "Oh, call me at this number. Email me here."
Either way, I didn't have any luck with that site. And OkCupid, it's just, I don't know. I'm not really looking for a relationship, and that whole site feels like mostly people looking for relationships. Then it's like,
dude, there's people who are down to fuck on that
yeah,
site.
but I don't really want to just find someone down to fuck.
Yeah, you do.
Not in that way. And if I was,
no, you get on there, you change your age range to 50 and up,
40 and up, and
35
if
and
I
up.
wanted to just fuck, I would just use Tinder.
Do it.
I've been considering it.
Do it.
But I need to get better pictures of me. I need to get some multiple angles. I'm
Get
working. It's in process. Work in progress.
We'll get some chip bag clamps. Put them on the back of your neck. Pull your fat back.
I'm going to a gym, so I want to
look like Slender Man.
I want to go to a gym for a couple weeks more. Lose a little of this bloat that I got going.
We'll get some shots of you on the elliptical.
I'm gonna be pumping iron. And I'm gonna be get my pump on.
Take a picture of you taking a shit on the toilet hardcore.
That's gross.
They won't see the shit.
But they'll see, me from a side profile.
See the bulging veins in your
side
neck.
Profile, not my best profile. So that's not gonna attract any older women. Either way, Tinder is a work in progress. I've been considering it for a while. It's a whole thing. Either way.
Tinder, more like fucker. F-U-K-R.
Yes, people have made that joke. You're hilarious. Congratulations for that.
It's hilarious.
Either way, older women, it's a mixed bag. Because you can go to the bar.
Give me the bread, you old bag.
You go to the bar, and like half of them... What?
I'm just saying, like, that's what we do. Just say the reference and move on. We both know what it is.
Yeah. So, like, half of them seem down to fuck. The other half, I have no goddamn clue. Because they'll seem down to fuck, then, oh, I'm married.
They're just messing around.
They're just there to have a good time. See, that's where, and it's impossible to tell the difference, because all of them are extremely forward. They want your hands all over them. They're bumping and grinding on you seconds into dancing. But half of them actually want it, and the other half are married and have no interest in actually doing it.
Dude, the old woman we were dancing with, when we went back to the other bar, she was like pushing me away to arm's length, and she's like, "Oh, this is where I'm comfortable with you at." And I was like,
Jay or what other one?
No, the bad one.
I don't remember the other one.
The bad bar.
Riley's?
Yes, the old woman we were dancing with.
I don't remember an old woman at Riley's.
Older, she had long hair. I took her. She dropped her shoe, and I presented it to her.
Oh, the one with the fedora?
No. Dude, that's the one that's been there before.
I don't pay very close attention to the people I dance with at Riley's.
Whatever. She had the sleeveless shirt on, and she wore your jacket at one point.
Whatever.
You got a picture of her on your fucking phone, man.
I do?
You'll see it later.
All right.
Or maybe I have a picture. I'll send it to you.
Whatever. We're spending too much time on this.
We should put it online.
We're not going to do that.
Put it in the video.
That's a bad idea.
Just blur her face out.
That's a legit bad idea.
Blur her face out.
That seems like a lot of work.
No, it doesn't.
Whatever. Who cares?
Cut the fucking
What's
face out.
the point of this? Get on with your story.
It's proof that she wore your jacket.
No, that's not the point. What was your story about? Arm's length or something?
Oh, yeah. She was, like, pushing me away at arm's length after we were dancing in Riley's, and she was like, "Oh, that's where I'm comfortable with you at." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I get it. I'm cool with that."
That it?
I feel like there was more, but I got lost in all the jacket talk.
That's why I kept trying to move on.
Whatever. Point is, some women are into it, and some women are just like, I'm having a good time.
Yeah. And the difference is nothing.
I feel like those two girls we were dancing with, you know the two.
Yeah.
They had some boyfriends or something.
Yeah, they did. One of them did, at least. He just didn't want to dance.
It felt like maybe one of them might have been into me.
I think they were just into the spirit. I don't know.
But then I bought them both drinks, because fun times.
I don't do that, man.
What?
You
don't have fucking money, man. You spent $20 on what?
I bought a double shot of wild turkey. which was good. And then I bought an old fashioned, which it was all right. A little bit too much of the bitters in there for me. And then the worst White Russian I've ever had, where he used way too much Kahlua and he used half and half instead of heavy cream, which fucks the whole thing up. Like, it's probably way healthier, obviously, because heavy cream is
whipped cream.
One of the get the fuck out of here.
I ain't drinking that shit.
He used too much vodka, way too much Kahlua, and half, which it just made the whole thing fucking terrible. You're supposed to use heavy cream, a light amount of Kahlua, and vodka.
I'm making my own drink right now. It's gonna take straight vodka, Fireball, 151, Malibu rum, spice rum, and gin.
Alright, actually, that's actually a drink. You know what it's called?
What?
Vomit!
Would you drink that?
No! Never! Alright, SkullKast's official drink. Bourbon. That's the official drink of the SkullKast. It's the best drink out there.
Fireball.
No.
Once you're used to that, gin.
No, and gin is disgusting unless it's mixed. Gin and tonic?
Unless you have Jolly Ranchers.
Delicious. Gin and juice? Delicious. Gin on its own is like vodka on its own. Undrinkable for me.
Anyone that says alcohol tastes like other stuff is full of shit. Tastes like shit.
Quite enjoy the taste of alcohol.
I don't. I hate it. It's like drinking poison, literally.
You get used to the taste, and then it's got subtle nuances.
No.
Like, I did that double shot of Wild Turkey, and it's just fucking great.
No.
Wild Turkey just tastes good.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Nope.
Alright, we've been doing this for over an hour, so we should probably wrap up. Because I'm tired.
Alright.
It's like 4 in the morning. What? We're not going to ever do this again, are we?
Maybe.
I don't think this is...
Well, you don't label it as number 1. You just label it, and then if another one comes to feature, you label that as number 2.
Well, what is this called? SkullKast?
Yes.
Talking with the kids?
With a K.
With a K and a Z? Or just a K?
Kids rap.
Kast?
What?
Like cast, but Kast.
That doesn't work.
So just cast with a K?
Yeah. Unless you think it's something creative.
Alright.
No, I got it.
What is it?
I'll tell you. You know what? They're gonna fucking see it. Return to the cast now.
That's like a subtitle. That's not the actual name of the thing. That's a terrible podcast.
Return to the cast now.
Return to the cast now. All right, that's the end of that. For the record, that's a Code Lyoko reference.
What's wrong with the Lady Boys?
Nothing.
All right.
We've had like 5 natural ends for this thing and it's still going.
Seriously, they're hot. They're the hottest.
I don't know about the hottest. I was talking about House earlier on the internet. You know who the hottest woman ever is? Cuddy.
They're hotter men than that. I'm not even talking about traps.
No.
No
Cuddy.
offense to the LGBT community.
Cuddy from House is one of the most attractive women of all time.
She's got like some good in her, but then something about her is like
she's
so
like
masculine and off-putting.
Pure attractive and then dead ass.
I've seen some like hot lady boys, and they got like the lips are just so like plump and just eat them up.
We're getting real creepy here.
I just want to grab their kind of okay butts and just
want to fuck these guys up the ass.
They're not guys. Don't be so disrespectful.
Not all of them identify as women, man.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as they got a dick and I got a dick, we're good to go. I got a girl.